Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly Hack.com webinar series. My name is Sam Borgi, Chief Editor of Hacked. We hope that you've all had a great week. We are still absorbing the week that was in the market, much more positive over the past 5 days than what we saw the week before. Lots of movement with respect to stocks and cryptocurrencies. If I can really summarize the week, it would be in one word: recovery, correction. We saw the markets rebound sharply from the carnage that we had just seen over the previous week. So if you're a stock trader, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, even if you're a commodity trader, you had more new reason to be optimistic this week. If you were on the US dollar side, not so much. So let's get right down to it. If you ever have any questions, please email me at sam@hack.com. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get going. So for the agenda for today, we want to keep it nice and simple, as we always do. We're going to give you a week in review. We're going to look at the global cryptocurrency market. We're going to give you a recap of what we did at Hack.com and some of the notable themes that you can expect to unfold as we head into next week. So the big story, this was actually as of Friday. We saw a huge rebound in the cryptocurrency market, recovering $70 billion. Now, I am recording this on early Saturday morning here on the east coast of North America, and we're seeing even bigger gains in Bitcoin this morning. So Bitcoin topped 10,000 on Friday. It's actually closer to 10,800 at the time of this webinar was recorded. Altcoins are following higher. A lot of the gains have been attributed to the fact that regulatory uncertainty in places like South Korea are fading. The South Korean government made it pretty clear this week that there will be no ban on cryptocurrency trading, and we'll touch upon that in the next slide or so. Litecoin, Ripple XRP also saw huge gains on new business developments. Litecoin has announced the launch of LitePay later this month, which is going to help retailers and e-commerce businesses accept cryptocurrencies in real time, instantly. Obviously, XRP or Ripple just announced a partnership with Western Union. So Western Union becomes the second major money transfer service to use Ripple. So that obviously fed into the price of XRP. We wrote a couple articles on this week, so you can simply take a search of XRP or of Litecoin to see more about that. The Bitcoin chart as of Friday, as you see here, 10,200. We have since popped closer to 11,000. The Bitcoin market is regaining momentum. And actually, interestingly enough, Bitcoin has seen its share of the total market rise slightly over the past week or so as the market has declined. It's back above 35% based on the last time I checked. So Bitcoin continues to be the largest cryptocurrency by market cap and by trading volumes, although its overall share of the market has declined on a year-over-year basis. So we mentioned South Korea, new regulations, or I should say lack thereof, when it comes to banning cryptocurrencies. They eased worry about regulation after a petition denounced a potential ban. That petition reached over 300,000 signatures, or I should say close to 300,000 signatures. So as you know, last month there was an idea floated around by the South Korean Justice Ministry that they should ban cryptocurrency trading. Obviously, the president's office revoked that and said that's not what's going to happen. We're just considering it. But after that idea was floated, an online petition went out, and close to 300,000 people have signed it. That then went to the president's office, and they have issued a statement saying cryptocurrencies will not be. There will be no crackdown on cryptocurrency. There will be no ban on cryptocurrency trading. Seoul now says the focus will be not on banning the asset class, but on making the market more transparent. So we're seeing some regulatory certainty back in the market, and we all know that on the January the 30th, South Korea banned anonymous trading in their attempt to weed out speculation from the market. So the global crypto market as of Friday, measuring it over the past 7 days, looks like that. It was about $485 billion. I imagine it's gone up since then. So we are steadily regaining momentum as we move along, as we get over some of the regulatory hiccups. We crashed very, very low a couple weeks ago. The market hit a low of $276 billion, according to CoinMarketCap.com. If you're a stock trader, you also had something to be more optimistic about, as the major indexes rebounded sharply from one of the worst declines since the financial crisis. The S&P 500 posted its biggest weekly rally since 2013, gaining 4.3%. We saw the CBOE VIX falling back to the historic range of around 20. That's also significant. Interestingly enough, we have covered this on Hacked, but XIV, one of the most notable inverse volatility products, is going to liquidate this month. On January the 30th, XIV had about $1.9 billion in assets under management. By February the 6th, that was down to about 110 million. So XIV tracks inverse volatility. It banks on volatility going down. Therefore, it trades in the same direction as the S&P 500, only at 3 to 5 times the pace. So when volatility spiked a couple weeks ago, the XIV got totally destroyed, and it's pretty much done now. So very, very interesting developments in the volatility markets. Corporate earnings overall remain strong, with S&P 500 companies reporting blended earnings growth of about 15.2%, and the vast majority have reported so far. So expect earnings to continue to impact stocks moving forward, although we are right now simply correcting from the massive slide that we saw in early February. A recap of Hack.com, we did cover a number of ICO projects this week, including Haven, Valid, and Friends. We have many more on the way into this weekend and next week. In terms of the most read articles of the week, Litecoin prices could be undervalued ahead of LitePay launch. So I mentioned that earlier. I wrote this article a few days ago. It was one of the best received this week. We also covered Ucash. A huge surge in Ucash this week, about 1,000% on one day. It cracked the top 30. I haven't checked its performance recently, but the last time I had seen it, it had pretty much gave up most of its gains. Is it a pump and dump scheme? I don't really know, but we saw huge gains in Ucash earlier this week. Article there on Ripple, as the CEO talked a lot about the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. That article also got a lot of reviews. Our ICO analysis of Haven and the crypto prices slide as new week begins was also in the top 5. Obviously, the market was off to a bit of a slow start last week before momentum returned very quickly. Looking into next week, pay attention to the cryptocurrency rally. Is this the start of a sustained correction, or are we going to be prone to more volatility moving forward? Volatility in general, looking at the CBOE VIX and how that impacts stocks, is also another major theme to watch for next week. Right now, vol is trading right around the historical average. We are pretty much in the normal range for volatility looking at the equity market. And of course, the equity market is a barometer of risk sentiment in the overall financial markets. The dollar is in a deep discount right now. It's falling sharply again, hitting more than 3-year lows, all but virtually erasing, more than erasing the previous week's gains. Pay attention to the dollar and how it performs. There is some investigation now into Russia collusion. There was some indictments, I believe, last week. I never really bought into the whole Russia collusion thing. I think it was a lot of distraction, but we'll see how that pans out moving forward and whether that impacts the market in any way. Global economic data, you're going to see a lot from Europe, North America, Asia this week. So pay attention to the economic calendar. You can get some insights there on how the market could perform. Not so much cryptocurrencies, but the broader financial markets as a whole. That about covers it, everyone. We hope that it's been an informative webinar. Thank you for listening. We will be back same time next week for another installment of our webinar series. Good luck trading this week, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.